Hello viewers and dear students. Today in our class, let's study or let's understand the structure of atom. We know atom and molecules are the fundamental blocks of a matter. Right? The existence of different matter is due to the different atoms constituting them. Until 19th century, we were like atom is indivisible. And it consists at least one subatomic particle. When J.J. Thomson discovered the electron. Right? But in 18th century itself, E. Goldstein discovered a new radiations in gas discharge which he called canal rays. These are positively charged radiations, right? Thus, the discovery of electron and proton lead to failure of concept. Failure of the concept, Dalton's theory. What Dalton's theory said is that atom is indivisible and indestructible. Right? Which means we cannot destroy the atom. What is it? But the discovery of electrons and protons led to the failure of this concept. Thus, there were series of experiments in order to study the characteristics and how exactly the structure of the atom is. In that, J.J. Thomson is the first one to propose a model of an atom. Right? What he told is, atom is a positively charged sphere where the electrons are embedded in it. Right? This is the model of Thomson's model for an atom. So, you can compare this to a watermelon. Like whatever the edible red part of the watermelon, it is the positively charged sphere, and the seeds, black seeds, it is the embedded electrons. So this is positively charged sphere. And these are the electrons which are embedded in that. And further it told the charge, the positive and negative charge is neutral. In other words, an atom electrically it is neutral. However, the Thomson model was not able to give many characteristics. Thus, the Rutherford gave one more model to explain the characteristics of the structure of the atom. Right? So thus, what Thomson told is, atom is an electrically charged sphere where electrons are embedded in that, and the charge is electrically neutral. Right? Rutherford, what he did is, he took fast moving alpha particles and made to fall on a thin gold foil. Right? So, with these experiments, what he observed is, majority of these fast moving alpha particles are passed in a straight line. Passed straight line through the foil, and few particles deflected. Few particles are deflected by small angles. by small angles. And surprisingly, one monk 12,000 particles appear to be reborn. So through his experiments, that is when he made fast moving alpha particles to fall on a thin gold foil, this is what he observed. So now a small assignment for you people. Comment or message why he took the combination of high or fast moving alpha particles and a thin gold foil. And second one is why the majority of the alpha particles are passed straightway through the foil. Right? So based on these experimental results, what he concluded is atom consists of positively charged center called nucleus, right? Nucleus, and majority of the mass, major portion of the mass is concentrated or reside in the nucleus. Secondly, what he told is electrons will revolve in circular paths. Electrons will revolve around the nucleus in circular paths. Third point, what he told is the size of nucleus is very less, very small compared to size of atom. Right? These are the three statements what he gave based on his experiment. That is, there will be a positively charged center called nucleus and majority of the mass will be reside in the nucleus, and electrons will revolve around the nucleus in a circular path, and the size of nucleus is very small when it compared to the size of an atom. Now the question arises, but the electrons revolving in a circular path is not acceptable. Why? Because any particle in a circular path will show some acceleration. Right? A particle which shows acceleration, definitely it will radiate some energy. Thus, electrons revolving in a circular path will lose energy and fall into the nucleus. Which indicates that atom is highly unstable. But that's not possible. Why? Because if atom is highly unstable, there is no word in the existence of matter. Right? And we know atom is quite stable also. So in order to explain these drawbacks of the Rutherford, Bohr gave some results through his model. Thus, Bohr's model of an atom. Very, very important concept in order to understand the electronic configuration, in order to understand the reactivity of materials, in order to understand the valence electrons and how octet structure is reached or achieved, and how the sharing or gaining or losing of the electrons, everything it depends on the Bohr's model of an atom. So what he told is, in an atom there will be certain special orbits called discrete orbits. In an atom, only certain special orbits called discrete orbits are allowed, right? So, and why? Second point is, while electrons revolving in these discrete orbits, do not radiate energy. So understood? So what Bose told is there will be certain special orbits allowed inside the atom called discrete orbits, and while revolving, electrons revolving in these discrete orbits do not radiate energy, and these orbits or shells we call as energy levels. Right? If you consider this as nucleus, again A shell, L shell, M shell and N shell. K, L, M and N shell. Right? And the electrons or the electric configuration in these cells are given with the generalized formula 2n square, where n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3 and n is equal to 4 respectively, K, L, M and N shells. Right? So this is what the three models of atom in order to explain the structure of atom. It is J.J. Thomson's model and Rutherford's model of an atom and Bohr's model of an atom. If you feel this video is helpful for you, kindly share with your friends, like, and don't forget to comment, especially the assignment which I gave you for the Rutherford atom model. Okay? So kindly subscribe to our channel. Thank you.